Data received.
Hey, oh my god, I'm an idiot. I haven't done that in a while. I forgot I had to move my microphone over here. Hello, everyone. Okay, let's start this again. Welcome to my stream. We are playing Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations, Episode 2, The Stolen Turnabout, Part 2 Trial. First court case of this episode. Or first court date of this episode. Here we go. Load. Defendant lobby number 4. Hey, Nick. What is it? Is something wrong? Nah, but did you see all the people here? It's crazy. Oh, so, check out the mask-to-mask glossy I bought. You bought this? Where?
From the little tents in front of the courthouse. They have all sorts of things for sale.
You know, I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff.
Come on, I'm guilty. Throw the book at me. Who's screaming like that?
Oh, Mr. Wright, you made it. Yeah, I did, but it doesn't look like things are going to get any less ugly for you.
Because I did it. I'm the criminal. Me.
Ugh. He's at it again.
I sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor. I admit it.
But you don't have the sacred urn, right?
Well, it's true, but that doesn't mean that I didn't commit the crime.
Normally, when I say of course you didn't, I'm being sarcastic, but you? Yikes.
Anyway, I admit that I'm guilty.
Oops.
So make sure they give me a guilty verdict, please.
Oh, there you are, Ronnie. Bonjour, sweetie.
Oh, Desi, honey. Bonjour. Well, actually, I don't really know why I should be speaking French to you at a time like this.
Leave it all to me, Ronnie. I swear I'll protect you.
You see, actually, the thief is me.
Can I tell you something, Nicky boy? I can guarantee that my Ronnie is innocent. If he's declared guilty, I'll be ever so cross with you. So why are you smiling when you say it? Well, if you'll excuse me, I've got some errands I need to take care of. I'm counting on you, Nicky boy. Good luck. To be honest, I really don't know whether Ron is mask to mask or not. But there's only one thing I am sure of. He doesn't have the sacred urn right now. Mr. Delight, it's time for you to enter the courtroom. For the time being, I guess I'll have to trust Desiree. Oh, who is that? Oh, man. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The defense is ready, Your Honor. What about the prosecution? Are you prepared to... What a stupid question. What did you say? Fine, let me ask you then, Your Honor. Are you ready? Are you ready to pass judgment? What? No, I'm not. I will pass judgment after I hear arguments from both sides. Well, if you're not ready yourself, you shouldn't expect others to be. It's a rule to live by. Who are you? I am Godot. Legendary prosecutor. I've never lost a case. Ah! He's the one that Detective Atme was talking about. Yes, your reputation precedes you. What kind of cases have you dealt with so far? Ha, none. What did you say? I've never prosecuted a case before. Never? But you said you've never lost before. Exactly, I've never lost. I've never won before either. Quite arrogant for a beginner, aren't you? Even the mightiest of redwoods begin their lives as mere saplings. Yes, but a mask in a court of law? Huh. Don't you know anything? No matter what the man, we all wear masks. Either on our faces or over our hearts. This guy is the real deal, alright, Nick. Why does it seem like all prosecutors are the real deal? So we finally meet, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Nick, is he a friend of yours? No, I don't have any friends that call me Trite. Just who is this masked man? I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. Well then, Prosecutor Godot. It is not Godot, it's Godot, Your Honor. In any case, please give your opening statement. Opening statement? Those things are not fit for even dogs to consume. I have only one thing to say before we start. To you, Mr. Trite. What is it? Are you familiar with the saying, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link? I wonder how much you can withstand before you and your case break in two. Well then, let's hear from the first witness. My name is... No one has asked you for your name, witness. The important thing is what you know, that's all. Start talking, we're listening. Yes, sir. Alright, witness, first let's hear about what you know about the thief that stole the urn. Yes, sir. Master Mask's crimes. Master Mask is a master thief that first started his crime spree 6 months ago. He's so confident that he sends his calling card before he even commits the crime. This was his 5th heist, and as usual, he sent a card to Lordly Taylor. His pattern is to always go after only the most precious art pieces. That's why we're sure it was Master Mask, sir. It fits his MO to a T. So then the actual identity of this Master Mask is... Mr. Godot, what are you? Great. We're in the middle of a trial here, Mr. Godot. Blacker than a moonless night, hotter and more bitter than hell itself. That is coffee. I'm sure you can grant me at least this much, Your Honor. Oh, please. Proceed. Very well. It's only coffee, after all. What? You can't be letting him slide this early in the trial. Proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Well, Nick, what are you gonna do? As long as they haven't brought up Mr. Delight's identity, all we can do is show that it wasn't Master Mask who stole the urn. First cross-examination. Okay. Master Mask is a master thief that first started his crime spree 6 months ago. Have you been involved in the investigation from the beginning? Yep. No one knows more about the thief than me, pal. It's true. I'm a Svari, author on thieves. An author? He's written books about thieves? I think he probably meant to say authority. The fact that this guy can slip through even my fingers shows how good he is, pal. It's easy when those fingers happen to be Butterfingers. Yeah, let's press harder. So, nobody knows more about the thief than you, huh? You got it, pal. Except for maybe the thief's mom, that is. But isn't there someone who knows even more about him than the police? You don't mean Detective Zvari, do you? Who is this person? Zvari? He sounds German. His name is Luke Atme, sir. I guess I shouldn't have made up such a silly name for him. What the heck? I guess he's not all that famous after all. Anyway, it's true that he did manage to receive the last item the thief stole. Oh, I see. It seems you're not the expert you claim to be. It looks like the thief is toying with me, even now. He's so confident that he sends his calling card before he even commits the crime. It's Cyclops' long-lost brother. That's Mr. Godot. He's pretty great. But he's also my enemy, so I can't say he's too great, right? Or he's my rival. Okay. Hold it. Have you seen all of these so-called calling cards? Of course I have, except the person in charge of the treasure exhibit never brought their card to the police. So I didn't see this one until after the crime occurred. That's because Detective Atme stopped Miss Andrews from taking it to the police. Was the calling card that Lordly Taylor received authentic? Well, all the cards have one common identifying feature. But we're not releasing that information to the general public. Thank you. Did you make yourself one too? Have you tried it yet? Okay. Sorry guys, I gotta take a bite of this. It's a bagel. It's good. But you're absolutely certain this card is real? Gumshoe can't say it out loud, but I bet he's talking about Mastermask's emblem. Okay, hold on a second. I want to eat this bagel. It's gonna get cold. I'll be right back. Okay, that's hilarious. Gumshoe's eyebrows are dancing to the music. Okay. Okay, sorry for that cough. That was a good bagel. I'm sorry, I definitely did not have enough to share with the entire class. Okay. Let's get back to this. Wait, is my throat okay? Okay. This was his 5th heist, and as usual, he sent a card to Lordly Taylor. His 5th heist, and your 5th screw-up, huh? Objection, pal. That ain't fair. Maybe you could say I screwed up 4 times. But this last time wasn't my fault. I didn't know about the calling card this time. You of all people shouldn't be chuckling about this, Detective Gumshoe. I just want everyone here in the courtroom to know something. If you ever get a calling card from this guy, don't call some stupid private eye. Call your local police right away, got me? Wow, it looks like he's really got it in for Detective Atme. His pattern is to always go after only the most precious art pieces. Oh, fuck. Art pieces? Like what, for example? Well, his first target was the famous Tear of Emanon. What's that? Some kind of especially salty teardrop? Yeah, that would be my guess too, I guess. No, sir, it's a blue diamond. A single rare diamond. Next was the Crown of Bongora, you know, the thing you put on your head. After that was the left hand of Hades, and then the portrait of Megina, sir. Detective Atme retrieved the portrait of Megina and returned it to the museum. And the target of his 5th and last robbery was a sacred urn, right? But isn't it difficult for him to dispose of such famous art pieces? Well, we assume he must have some underworld connections. Somehow, Mr. Delight doesn't look the type. Yeah, he's a little too sunny to be hanging out in the underworld. That's why we're sure it was Master Mask, sir. It fits his MO to a T. What do you mean when you say it fits his MO to a T? I was thinking of asking the same thing myself. Ugh, I wish you would listen a little more closely, pal. First of all, there's the calling card. We're 100% certain it's authentic. Then there's the fact that he seemed to know all about the security system. And finally, his target was an art piece. These are all part of the thief's modus operandi. And so, since this robbery seems to fit all of those conditions... Yeah, I agree. That was a very good bagel. That's right. It means that Master Mask is behind it. Nick! It definitely looks like it was Master Mask who stole the urn. But there's no real evidence whether... either way as to whether Ron Delight is Master Mask. But... Also, the urn hasn't turned up yet, let alone in connection to Mr. Delight himself. So even though we know it was Master Mask that did it, maybe for the time being, I should try to show it wasn't Master Mask that did it. Man, saying Master Mask's name over and over, it really sucks. I bet it happens a lot in this case. Okay. I have to go upset Maya right now. His pattern is to always go after only the most precious art pieces, of which, why would this one be precious? Supposedly priceless, but has no monetary value. Can I ask you a little something, Detective Gumshoe? Just hearing the little in that question is making me nervous. You said that he always goes after the most precious art pieces, right? That's right, pal. But there's one problem. That's not what he did in this case. The supposedly priceless urn doesn't exactly rise to the level of precious art. What do you mean?
Nick, how can you say such a terrible thing?
No, I mean from a financial point of view. I mean it wouldn't fetch a good price. Well, Prosecutor Godot, what is the value of that urn? The appraisers I spoke to said they couldn't attach a price to it. And I mean that in the worst sense. So, in other words, it was not the kind of item that Mask to Mask would normally go after. Ugh. If I understand you correctly, Mr. Wright, you're saying that the theft of the sacred urn was not the work of Mask to Mask? Yes, that's what I'm saying. Actually, all I did was point out the contradiction. The argument made itself, but I mean, I'll take credit for it. Well, first of all, we need to get this issue cleared up. Was this last robbery the work of Mask to Mask or not? What do you have to say about this, Mr. Godot? This coffee here, I call it my own, it's my own special blend. I call it Godot number 107. I'm trying to decide whether to cut down on the acidity or the bitterness. That's the only thing I've got on my mind right now. Mr. Trite. What? If you're really a man, you should clean up your own mess. Sorry, but I don't get what you mean. If you're saying it wasn't Mask to Mask that stole the urn, then it must be someone imitating Mask to Mask's methods. A fake. A fake Mask to Mask? Fake to Mask? That sounds so ridiculous. But I like it. Now, before I decide on my coffee, I believe some proof is in order, Mr. Trite. Proof that the person who appeared at the Lordly Tailor that night was actually a fake. Though I don't approve of Mr. Godot's behavior, his point is valid. Mr. Wright, we're waiting. Whew. It looks like I'm gonna have to prove it. I need proof that the person at Lordly Tailor that night was, in fact, fake to Mask. Okay. I haven't really looked at some of the new stuff I've gotten, so let's take a look at some of this new stuff I've gotten, like this. Can I investigate? Okay. Oh. Okay. He's not wearing the same outfit. I'm actually like 100% sure that's it. I'm just gonna present it. Should I do this or... Probably a security photo, right? The proof is right here. This looks like a photo taken by a security camera. But if you look closely, you'll notice something peculiar about it. Huh. Well then, why don't you go ahead and show us what it is? Go on, use this pointer and show us what it is about this picture that's so peculiar. Right? It's right here, of course. You mean Mask to Mask? I have here a piece of reference I would like the court to take a look at. Isn't that the publicity photo I bought this morning? The problem I have with the security camera photo is the brooch on Mask to Mask's chest. A breach? Here? Bailiff, get my steed. We need to retreat at once. A brooch, Your Honor. It's a sort of clasp for holding one's cape on. Clasp, eh? I see it now. But the Mask to Mask in the security camera photo... he has no brooch. That brooch is the same as the emblem on Master Mask's calling card and serves as his symbol. But the thief that broke into Lordly Taylor wasn't wearing a brooch. In other words, this Master Mask is a fake. I've been fooled again! Order. It's true. Undeniably true. Detective Gumshoe, how? How could you have overlooked this? I'm sorry, sir. I don't know how I... Somebody once told me... Hey now. If you're gonna have a pity party, invite me too. Mr. Godot, you deserve some blame in this too. How could you have overlooked such a large brooch? Huh. The brooch you're talking about. Do you mean this? Ah! That's Master Mask's brooch! Where did you find it? Well, I've always had a good nose for evidence. I got it at the crime scene. It was hidden in the shadow of a big female Buddha statue. Buddha statue? He must mean the Amy Faye statue. What? Why didn't you tell me about that, sir? I always put evidence away in my pocket. After all, it's the safest place for crucial evidence. This guy is one cool customer. It's a little early to be shaken up, isn't it, little lady? A friend of yours left pretty little hickeys on there, too. Hickeys? Figuratively speaking, of course. I'm referring to Rondelight's fingerprints. What? What? The defendant's fingerprints are on the brooch? Order! Order in the court! Mr. Godot, let's see that brooch. I've grown attached to my metallic girlfriend here. Take good care of her. I mean, it appears to have been torn off some clothing. There's a little bit of cloth left at the back. Obviously, there must have been a big struggle that night at the crime scene. Uh-oh. Phoenix, we have a problem. Damask's brooch added to the court record. Huh. You mess with Godot. And you get burned. He's been playing me like a violin. Well, Judge, I'm about ready to call my next witness. Huh? You're done with me, but I haven't proved anything yet. You've proven your own incompetence. That's good enough. That doesn't sound good at all. Bailiff, bring the next witness into the courtroom. Finally, time for the ace detective to make his appearance, huh? It's Vari! Okay. 1 second is one drip of the coffee pot. Let's hurry it up. Shh! Silence! Hee. Now I see. It's all becoming clear. What's clear? Zavari! The truth has once again been elegantly revealed to me. What we have here is a judge and a prosecutor. A coffee maniac at that. Am I correct? Well, yes, that's right. Huh. Not bad. Not bad at all. You're the first person that's ever been able to penetrate my secret veil. No one's ever known that before. Well, Sir Prosecutor, let me introduce myself. My name is Luke Atme, ace detective and rising star illuminating the heavens. Boy, these two make a perfect pair. They'd either be best friends or they'd tear each other's heads off. I've heard that on the night of the crime, you were all alone on security detail. You have heard correctly. My specially made monocle is worth more than 100 Detective Gumshoes. If Detective Gumshoe was worth anything, that is. Poor Gummy. Why was this guy all by himself anyway? There must be some reason, I'm sure of it. Well then, tell us what this special monocle of yours witnessed. It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed. That's when my nemesis, the infamous Master Mask, dancingly descended upon me. Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone. 30 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police. So you didn't get a clear look at the criminal. My specially made monocle never misses a thing. However, that is limited to things that fall within my own visual range. But of course, that's only natural. I fail to see why the witness seems so proud of his performance that evening. Well, Sir Old-Timer, let me explain. We are not speaking of any ordinary thief, but of the King of Thieves! The great Master Mask, my arch nemesis. But of course. That is what my instincts and my years of experience tell me. Very well. Proceed with the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Also, welcome. Hello. It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed. So that would be 1 o'clock in the morning of the 12th, correct? That's an impressive deduction, Sir Lawyer. You were on security duty that night. Where exactly were you at the time?
Siren Live. This is a weird hentai who's turned on by magnifying glass monocles.
Right? A penetrating question! I was in the basement warehouse near the computer. Near the computer, huh? So then you weren't trying to remain hidden, I take it. Up to this point, I have tried to remain concealed while waiting for the thief. Yeah, he said the same thing yesterday, too. Gumshoe also said that they've never spotted the thief at the crime scene before. Precisely. That is precisely why I chose not to hide last night. I knew that by not concealing myself, I would be putting pressure on the thief. Looks like the thief was the one applying pressure. On your pigeony head, that is. In any case, that's when my nemesis, the infamous Master Mask, dancingly descended upon me. I read that better the first time. Dancingly descended? From where exactly? Well, from the entrance, I suppose. Where else? So in actuality, he neither danced nor descended. Someone please save me. So how is it that you didn't notice the thief? My eyes were looking for the thief's shadows while my ears listened for his footfalls. But even so, the dastardly criminal managed to sneak up on me.
Kid Boo 002. Keith Niddens, you know you like that kind of hentai, ha 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 ha.
It can only be due to his subtly camouflaged cape and soft-soled shoes. I hereby W.A. stunts. Wait, what's hentai? What even is hentai anymore? No one knows. Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Yeah, what isn't- yeah, exactly. It should be what isn't hentai. You didn't see the criminal's face when that happened. Well, that's the difficult part. How should I put it? I saw his mask, and that's all that I can recall. That's not very solid as far as testimony goes. Wow, I can't do the deep voices anymore. Hold on. I need some water. His third monocle. However, fortunately I had my third monocle, the security camera, at the ready. It captured his image perfectly. This should be sufficient, I believe. Well. As long as this photo is authentic, I don't see a problem here. Well, Mr. Godot, do you have a problem with the photo? Good. Then let's continue with the testimony. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone. Attacked and knocked unconscious, and you weren't able to do a thing? That's certainly some very impressive detective work. Well, Sir Lawyer, have you ever been suddenly struck on the head? Huh? Well, actually, yeah, by a fire extinguisher. And what happened? I was knocked out. And you lost your memory, too. You see, you have no right to look down on me then, do you? Guy has too many monocles, what a goon. The only reason I didn't lose my memory was because I have more brains to begin with. He may have brains, but the wiring to the self-reflection part seems to be severed. In any case, that was how I was knocked senseless. And then 30 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police. About this 30 minutes, my silver cord was loosened and my soul fled to the golden halls of Elysium. As usual, I have no idea what this guy is saying. I think he's saying that he was out cold. So, what happened during these 30 minutes? No one can say, Your Honor. That span of time has truly vanished into the ether. Just what is he going on about? There's something suspicious about Detective Atme. How could he not have noticed when the thief came in? It definitely has monocle hentai. If he has a monocle fetish, definitely. Also, he says he was knocked unconscious before he could fight back. Does he have the muscles to hold the monocle like that, right? It's not even a monocle, it's a fucking magnifying glass! But that can't be right. It contradicts the evidence. Huh? Which piece? The real question is, why would he tell such an obvious lie? Okay. Okay. So, he says... Is it this one? Maybe I should... The coward struck a fierce blow and he says it knocked him out. Yes. Okay. So... As far as I know, he was conscious after he got hit because, or if he even got hit, who knows? Does he tore this brooch, or someone tore this brooch off of Mask to Mask clothing? So I think I'm gonna present this. Mr. Atme. Could you take a look at this with that special monocle of yours? Ew, I don't... Aha! This belongs to the criminal mastermind, my arch nemesis, Mask to Mask. It is, in point of fact, Mask to Mask's brooch. Mask to Mask, Mask to Mask, Mask to Mask. It was found on the floor of the basement warehouse. I wonder how that happened. Huh. Elementary, my dear lawyer. Obviously, it wasn't glued on well enough. Not quite. It clearly shows signs of having been ripped off a piece of clothing. Ripped off? Aha! We can only deduce that the thief struggled with someone that night. That's the only thing I can think of, right? And there's only one person that was in a position to have a struggle with the thief. The only person that was on security duty that night. You, Luke Atme. Oh, Detective Atme. Ugh. Detective Atme, you must have fought with the thief that night. So, why did you lie in your testimony to the court? Witness, giving false testimony is a serious crime. No! Wait just a moment. Sir Old-Timer. Oh boy. Yeah, okay, thank you for the heads up. Don't talk to me when I'm, wrong voice. Don't talk to me like I'm living in a nursing home. I just remembered, Your Honor. I was just confused because I've been dealing with so many cases lately. The true measure of a man is the amount of work he does. That's what I always say. Nick, you can only handle one case at a time, isn't that right? You talk too much. Witness, so are you now saying that you and the thief fought? Hold on. That's quite enough, Your Honor. Excuse me. Save the big questions for the testimony. That's one of my rules. Indeed, I understand. I, Luke Atme, agree completely. Fight with the thief. Don't fucking lie in court, bitch. Indeed, it's true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. However, Luke Atme cannot be so easily discombobulated. Unfortunately, the thief grabbed a weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. A true gentleman fights only with his own fists, but they were not enough. His first blow struck true, bam! And that's all she wrote. So in the end, you did catch a glimpse of Mask to Mask? Correct. It was during this third crime that he struck me from behind. It seems that my memory has become a tad jumbled, so to speak. Well, that's certainly understandable. I myself always get confused about which testimony goes with which case. That can't be good. Fight with the thief. Indeed. It is true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. So why did you look away from the door anyway? In addition to the camera... Sorry, he probably says, in addition to the camera, I had prepared a variety of other sensors as well. The alarm on one of those had gone off, so I had to check the data. That's why I went to the computer. Elegantly, of course. So you were momentarily vulnerable while you were working on the computer? What should I do? Should I ask some more questions? Should I? There's a lot of... Okay, hold on. Am I gonna get penalized for this? Let's ask about the computer. So did that computer belong to Lordly Taylor as well? Correct. Well, except for the program that manages the data. That was specially designed by me, Luke Atme. In that case, he could have easily manipulated the data. Hee hee hee. What's wrong, Sir Lawyer? However, Luke Atme cannot be so easily discombobulated. What does that mean, discombobulated? Young people these days, they really irritate me. Fuck off, boomer. They allow perfectly good old words to die until everyone forgets what they mean. Fucking millennials, man. Sorry, but what exactly does it mean anyway? I'm Miss Von Karma. Miss Von Karma, not Mr. Von, not her dad. That guy fucking sucks. And I hated doing his voice. Now that I've forgotten, what was I saying? Jeez, it's better than old people who forget what they were saying 5 seconds ago. Shit. I also forgot what was being said, so... Well, it looks like we've cleared that up. You can go on with your testimony. Unfortunately, the thief grabbed a weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. What do you mean by weapon from the side? Naturally, this thief had no idea that I, Luke Atme, was hiding in the area. He grabbed the sword from the statue that was standing by the door to the warehouse. Sword? You mean the sword that was all twisted like a tree branch? Correct. Fortunately for me, the blade was not sharp. Okay, so he is talking about the shit. Shishito. I knew I'd have to say that word again. The seven-branched sword. I should just say that instead. Fuck. So the thief armed himself with a sword. And what about your self-witness? A true gentleman only fights with his own fists. But they were not enough. You had that much faith in your own fighting abilities? But of course, in college I was second in charge of the boxing club. I'm sorry if I failed to find that appropriately impressive. However, my opponent in this ring this time was my arch nemesis, Mask to Mask. This guy is a real piece of work. His first blow struck true. Bam! And that's all she wrote. Can you tell us a little bit more about what happened? My opponent was both powerful and vicious. You might say he was powericious. Powericious? Intergaging? I assumed the Atme fighting stance, but a sudden flash of light blinded me. That, of course, was checkmate. My opponent had bested me. What do I do now? Should I ask more about this? Atme fighting style? What is this Atme fighting style? I'm sorry, but that's a trade secret. I really can't say anymore. But I suppose I can tell you if I absolutely must. The main thing is to put your back to the wall. That way no one can get behind you. Where is his test? Am I gonna get something? Okay, hold on. I feel like he got hit in the back. Or something. Was that a thing? I don't know. Okay. That's it? That's the Atme fighting style? Well, Mr. Wright, what about that testimony? Of course it's important. We've learned a detective's secret technique after all. Yes, indeed. I'll remember to use it if I ever take a walk alone late at night. Why the heck is he eyeballing me like that? It's creeping me out. Now then, witness. We'll go ahead and add that secret information to your official testimony. I put my back to the wall to fight, but the thief's blow landed upon my third eye. Where is this third eye you're talking about? Oh, it's right between my right and my left eyebrows. It's quite invisible to the unenlightened. You may call it the forehead, if you like. Why didn't you just say that in the first place? Sir Lawyer, it looks like the creases in your own forehead are getting deeper. So, Mr. Atme got hit on the forehead, then? That's what he says. I've got a funny feeling about that. Actually, so do I. Well, what do you think, Nick? Well, there's one thing that I'm absolutely sure of now. Yeah? What is it? This Luke Atme guy, he's definitely hiding something. But why? I think I'm starting to figure out what really happened that night. And about the true nature of this detective. Indeed. Okay. Oh, here. Okay. There it is. I knew there was something that said that he got hit in the back. Or back of the head, whatever. He fucked up. Here we go. Detective at me. Your testimony is crumbling like a house of cards. What fun this is, Sir Lawyer. It's truly a pleasure to cross swords with you. And now, once again, you have thrown down the gauntlet at my armored feet. I believe this is what you said yesterday. No. The coward must have wormed his way through somewhere besides the door. Then my arch-nemesis struck me on the head from behind with this gruesome item here. Yes. I knew he said it, I just couldn't remember when. Thought I might have evidence to prove it. From behind, huh? But just now you testified that he struck you on the forehead. Which one is it, Luke? I hardly think you could forget where you were hit on the head. It seems. I've made another mistake. Detective at me. That's not the only strange part of your testimony. What do you mean by that? For example, the very fact that you hid the calling card from the police itself is strange. It's almost as if you were afraid they were gonna help with security. Geniuses such as myself have always been misunderstood. How sad. That's wrong! To err is human, to forgive divine. Humans aren't machines. They have souls, feelings. They live, they die, they love, they hate. And yes, they even make mistakes. Hey, hold on. It's not as pretty as that. Really? What is it like then? Always chase a riddle down to the end. That's one of my rules. I like how I couldn't skip that dialogue to the next section until he drank his coffee. That was great. This is it. This might just be my chance to turn things around. Mr. Wright, what exactly is it that you're asserting?
Siren Live. Bruh, I don't care about your rules.
What? Very well, Your Honor. The defense asserts that... Do I know that yet? I don't know if I can prove that. I can definitely prove this. Okay. I mean, okay, let's fucking try it. Let's try it. Let's see if I can do this right now. That was the right answer. Okay. The answer is simple. It's all clear to me now. Detective Loot Atme's true identity is actually Mask to Mask. Yeah. Order in the court. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? There are too many unnatural parts to Mr. Atme's story. He says there was... He says he was hiding at the crime scenes, which is why no one ever saw him there. And then, in his last case, he manages to outperform Detective Gumshoe and the entire police force to miraculously retrieve the stolen treasure. That's because I analyzed the crime scene data and made an exquisitely elegant deduction. I picked up clues that the police overlooked in order to arrive at Oh, please. The explanation is far simpler than that, Detective Atme. The truth is that you are, in fact, Mask to Mask. But Mr. Wright, this photo, it clearly shows Mask to Mask. This security camera belongs to the Lordly Taylor department store. He shouldn't have been able to manipulate it. Wait, but we... Didn't we learn that? Okay, whatever. That he wrote the whatever. Okay. He didn't need to manipulate it. He gained access to the warehouse under the pretenses of providing security. Then he simply dressed up as the thief and stole the urn. So, the ace detective is actually an ace thief. Is this true, witness? Maha. Oh, Damask's MO is pure genius, and so am I. Look at me, ace detective. You're very clever to have come to such a conclusion. I am impressed, Sir Lawyer. What? Witness, you're admitting it? Nick, now's your chance. Yes, time to put the last nail in this guy's coffin. Detective Atme, when you assumed... Godot blend number 102, my personal favorite. Mr. Godot. The ace detective is actually an ace thief. I smell a best-selling novel. There's only one problem. It simply isn't true. But Mr. Godot, Mr. Wright has made some very strong points, and I will admit my opponent has woven a compelling narrative out of whole cloth. But it is, in fact, nothing more than a patchwork quilt. Mr. Trite. If this detective really is the thief, then show us the proof of your claim. But it had better be as hot and as perfect as the coffee dripping down your face. Well, Mr. Wright, don't just stand there. This court would like to see this decisive proof you have, quickly. Huh? Yeah, of course. What's the big rush? Are you all right, Nick? Atme looks pretty rattled right now. I'd like to finish
Siren
this right
live.
now if I can.
At least we didn't have to hear another one of his rules.
But can I really do it? The decisive evidence that proves Mr. Luke Atme is in fact Master Mask. Yeah, so this is why I didn't want to press this option, because I don't think I have proof that he is Master Mask. Proof? Of course I've got nothing. Huh. Just what I thought. A man has to hold his head up high no matter how bad things get, after all. I see. I thought perhaps you had some evidence to back up your assertion. This is no good. I've got to stay on the attack. I'll never get another chance to prove that this guy is the thief. Don't give up, Nick. Think harder and try again. It's no good. I'm just not ready yet. But are you gonna just give up and let us lose this? So, you've come to your senses, have you, Sir Lawyer? I can't think of a counterattack at all. It seems the cloud of suspicion surrounding this witness has lifted. Mr. Godot, if you have anything further to add, then... Who? Who are you? That doesn't really matter right now, does it? Miss Delight, what are you doing here? Nicky boy. The thing you've been looking for? I think I found it. You mean that bag? No, not the bag. What's inside the bag? Well... that's... the sacred urn! Nick! It's the urn! Nick! Order! You, madame! That urn, where did you find it? You'll never believe it. Okay,
Siren
so
live.
it was in the office of
Nick, take the
Mr.
urn.
Fancy Pants Ace Detective, Luke Atme. Nick, take it! Oh, Desi, you're the best! Has pink splotches, Well, how do you explain that one, Mr. Atme? Even you are gonna have a hard time weaseling out of this one. Yeah, poor Phoenix. Poor Nick. Huh, pathetic. Mr. Godot, do you have something you wish to say? Yes, Your Honor. It simply amazes me how quickly times change. In the old days, a man was to be taken at his word. It's truly sad. You're still denying that Mr. Atme was involved? Before casting aspirations at Detective Atme, consider the young lady here. Your name is Desiree. Desiree Delight, is that correct? Yes, what about it? Huh, how charming. The lengths that a woman is willing to go to save her husband is truly inspiring. What are you insinuating? As the wife of the criminal, you could have discovered that stolen urn anywhere. Including the office of the good detective here. So you found the urn. What does that prove? It certainly doesn't prove where the urn was before you found it. Yeah, the urn says Amy now. I wonder. What? I just brought it here from the detective's office. Please, madame. This town is already filled to the brim with lies. Any more could only compound the tragedy we have been witness to. You're wrong. I would never do such a thing. Miss Delight? Please, Nicky boy, you gotta help me talk some sense into these people. There must be some way. I've got to prove that urn was actually in the Atme Detective Agency. Okay. So I think... I mean, if I say something, it's just he's just gonna be like, oh, well, you're fucking this guy's attorney, so I can't testify about what I saw. I don't know. I'm gonna try. Okay, my fingerprint should be on that urn if I touched it in his office. But then, oh, that's also a... Okay, I don't know. Let's see. Let's try this. I can prove where the urn was by the fingerprints on it. Fingerprints, eh? Oh, come now. Now you're really making me laugh, Sir Lawyer. Fingerprints indeed. May I go on? Good. Now, it would be perfectly understandable if my fingerprints were on the urn. After all, it was I who was guarding the urn in the first place. In any case, I am always in the habit of wearing gloves, as you can see. So, unfortunately, my fingerprints wouldn't be evidence of anything. What about it, Mr. Wright? This witness's fingerprints would mean nothing anyway. Nick, what are you gonna do now? I've come too far to turn back now. Atme must have brought the urn back to his office yesterday. And there, I'm sure someone must have left their fingerprints on it. Me. The defense proposes that the fingerprints of this person should be on the urn. Me! This is literally the only reason why Phoenix Wright is in this list of characters. I don't think he normally is. So what is all this fuss about fingerprints anyway? Mr. Atme, do you recall the events of yesterday? Hey, Nick, come on, open it up. Hey, wait a minute. We can't just open his private property. Don't be such a fuddy-duddy. This is an important investigation. Well, what's in there? Hang on a sec. I'm taking it out now. Yeah, Nick, get your shit together. God. Whatever it is, it feels kind of hard and smooth. It's a fucking dildo. Well, hello there. It's true that I didn't get a chance to look in the bag at that time. so it could have been anything. But I did touch what was inside. What? You touched it? And I remember it very well. It was smooth and hard. Well, that was just... Your Honor, I'd like the court to examine the fingerprints on that urn. If my fingerprints are on there, then it proves that the urn was in Detective Atme's office.
Siren Live. I take it back. Nick clearly has got it going on.
Well, even if your fingerprints are on the urn, it still doesn't prove when they were put there, does it? Of course it does. What did you say? It's not what I say, but what Adrian Andrews, the person in charge of the exhibition, said. I polished it until it was just about glowing. I thought maybe I could make it look more valuable. If she polished it that much, she must have removed any and all fingerprints on it. And the only chance I had to get my fingerprints on it after that was... yesterday, at the Atme Detective Agency.
My bad influence on Nick.
Huh. This blend, Godot, I keep fucking pronouncing that incorrectly. Godot blend, number 107. I've decided. It's a little too bitter after all. Cool animation. Order, order, order! I accept the defense's request. Bailiff, take this urn and... Wait a moment. Your Honor. There's no need for that. No need, you say? Precisely. I already know Mr. Wright's fingerprints are on the urn. What are you saying? Yes, I've finally broken him down. Oh, take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. This guy is nuttier than a fruitcake. You see, it was me all along. I am the one and only Mask to Mask. I hope you all enjoyed my little performance. About a nutcake? I would eat a nutcake. I mean, like what kind of nuts are we talking? Like a banana bread with walnuts? No, I don't like that. Well, Mr. Godot, what is Mr.
Siren
Atme's
Live.
condition?
Like you nutted in the cake.
I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that. He's still in the lobby, laughing insanely, Your Honor. I wish I could enjoy the joke as much as he seems to be. Well, it looks like the matter has been settled. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of thief. Nick, you were right after all. Yeah, I guess Mr. Delight really wasn't the thief. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight. Hold it! You're wrong! You're wrong, I tell you! I mean, not exactly wrong so much, but actually not right is what I was really trying to say. Oh no, he's not. This can't be happening. The thief, the sneaky, odious thief who's been stealing all the treasures. It's me! I'm him! I'm the one you want! I'm the thief, I tell you! So do it! Pronounce me guilty! Please! I don't know what kind of kangaroo court you all think this is, but... the true identity of the thief has already been proven. Please hurry and pass Judge... What are you talking about? I already confessed! I'm the thief, I tell you! Mr. Godot, don't just stand there drinking coffee. Huh. Hey there, Mr. Thief.
Yes, sir?
If you're really a man, then clean up your own mess.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I just don't have any idea what you mean.
If you are mask to mask, then prove it. That's what it means.
Yes, sir. I'll be happy to.
He says he'll be happy to, Nick.
It's kind of cute. He's 100% committed to his fantasy.
Good boy. Just remember one thing. A boy only gets one chance in his life to become a man.
I know that! I won't fail, I swear.
Okay then, talk. We're all listening. Oh well. Let's all have a listen to this confession.
Okay. The truth is, I've been mask to mask all along. I mean, you can't prove that I'm not actually mask to mask, can you? I don't have an alibi for the night the urn was stolen, after all. I donated my costume that night and dancingly descended upon the scene of the crime. Oh, donned, not donated. Look! You can see right here in the photo, that's me. As for my brooch, I snagged it on the door handle and it got torn off. That's all.
I don't like the direction this trial has taken. But this is how every trial goes. At least with me, anyway. Huh. You're doing great.
Stop it, Mr. Godot. You're embarrassing me.
Like I said, you're only gonna get one chance to testify, alright? But if you make it through this with flying colors, I'll keep my promise too. I'll make sure you stay locked up in prison as the one and only true mask to mask.
Thanks so much, Mr. Godot. I'll do my best.
Alright, Mr. Wright. I'm afraid it's time for the cross-examination. Mask to mask's identity.
The truth is, I've been mask to mask all along. You may think you're the real mask to mask, but your wife thinks you're delusional. I haven't told Desi yet about my true identity, I mean. Believe me, I've got my reasons. With the way your room is decked out, how could she not know about it?
Even thieves have complicated family situations, I suppose.
What should I do? It sounds like we're about to get sidetracked again. Let's do it. I hope I don't get penalized. So why are you withholding the truth from your wife? Well, first of all, I don't think she'd believe me anyway. And second, if there's one thing that Desi absolutely detests, it's criminals.
If that's the case, then why'd you ever start thieving to begin with?
Well, Desi is crazy about shopping. She's a real shopaholic. But she's the love of my life, Your Honor. I guess you could say I'm a Desi-holic. Desi-aholic.
So you do have a complicated family situation after all. Alright, that's enough. Please continue with your testimony. I beg of you.
I mean, you can't actually prove that I'm not actually mask to mask, can you?
I thought you were going to be the one to show us the proof. You know, that you're the real mask to mask and not just some kind of obsessed fanboy.
Hey now, that's not fair. Why do I have to do all the hard work anyway?
Maybe because you're the one making the outrageous claim, for a change.
Come on, Nick. You know that Mr. Delight couldn't have committed the crime.
Yeah, I'll take water.
You're the one with the fancy law degree. It's time to put it to work already.
I need some kind of proof that Ron couldn't possibly be mask to mask.
Well, I guess if you had that kind of proof, we wouldn't still be here, would we?
For the time being, maybe I need to shift my strategy.
I should try to show that Mr. Delight couldn't have stolen the urn. Anyway, I don't have an alibi for the night the urn was stolen after all. You've got no alibi?
I've been a judge for a long time. And this is the first time I've ever heard of a defendant brag about having no alibi.
But I tell you I was in Lordly Taylor that night. No. That's too vague, even for me. To be more precise, I was down in the basement warehouse.
Hold on. What is it, Nick? Where was Ron Delight when the crime happened anyway? If we can prove he had an alibi after all, this case will be a piece of cake. Well, you're right, but... Huh. You think you can prove that? Wake up and smell the coffee. Well, I think maybe I can. Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence that shows the defendant has an alibi? I think so? Let's save before I do this. I have the evidence. Or do you think I'm still some sort of third-rate rookie? I hope I do have that evidence. I'm pretty sure I do. Hold on. It's the fucking wallet and keycard, right? This is fucking wallet found around 1 a.m. Oh, but I don't have the records. I don't have the records on that. Okay. Oh, I've never seen you this angry before. I'm not surprised. Anger is the last refuge of the pathetic. I thought I was more confident than angry. Well then, let's see this evidence already. Show to this court evidence that proves where your client was on the night of the crime. Right? Yeah, okay. Mr. Delight, this wallet belongs to you, correct? Ah, yeah, it does! I had lost it somewhere. Mr. Wright, when you find a wallet, you should report it to the police right away. Ah, no, you don't understand. This is an important piece of evidence. Evidence. Mr. Delight, when did you first notice that you'd lost your wallet? Let's see. I think it was on the night of the crime. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay. But I know I still had it when Desi and I went out for dinner. This wallet was found at approximately 1 a.m. at KB Security Headquarters. What? Surely you're not serious. Yes, I am serious. This proves that Mr. Delight was, in fact, at KB Security that night. No! So if the defendant was at KB Security at 1 o'clock in the morning, then that proves he has a watertight alibi. No! Furthermore, considering the distance between Lordly Taylor and KB Security, it would have taken 30 minutes to get there by car, according to Larry, anyway. Yeah, why are we still proving he didn't do it? Fuck! This is a kangaroo court. Well, Mr. Godot, do you have anything to say? And stop drinking that coffee. Come on, Mr. Thief. Don't let this guy beat you. Tell him why he's wrong.
You're the only one who calls me thief, Mr. Godot. Alright, I'll try. I'll do it. I will.
He's really got Mr. Delight all worked up. Yeah, he's like a kid at his first day of school.
Look, it's ridiculous. Why would I have dropped my wallet at KB Security? Someone must have planted it there to make it look like I was there and not at the heist.
Planted it there? He's really reaching now. Mr. Delight, you probably dropped your wallet when you took it out to use this, didn't you? The keycard to KB Security's CEO's office.
No!
Huh. That was a pretty good try, Mr. Trite. Unfortunately, you've overlooked one small thing.
What?
Motive, of course. Why would this thief go to KB security in the middle of the night anyway? Well, Mr. Wright, it looks like you need some more evidence after all. Ugh, the stupid kid! How old is Ron Delight? Oh. Oh, okay. Now then, let's see your evidence. The evidence that shows why Mr. Delight went to KB security at 1 a.m. that night. Is this a... No, it's the warehouse camera. There we go. It's gotta be this, right? Mr. Delight, I believe you've seen this before, correct?
Ah! That's...
What is it?
A blackmail letter.
That's what it looks like from the contents. But blackmail? Yes. Basically it says, bring $50,000. That certainly sounds like blackmail, all right. At the time of the theft, Mr. Delight was dealing with the blackmailer himself. In KB Security's CEO's office, a full half an hour away from the scene of the crime. Ugh. No. No. Order! So when the theft of the urn occurred, the defendant was at KB Security. It looks like a perfect case for the defense. You may see it as a perfect case, Judge, but to me... Well, let's just say that my Godot blend number 107 impresses me a lot more. What are you trying to say? You say the thief was being blackmailed by the CEO of a security company. But, did you actually investigate the CEO at all? Huh? Well, no, I guess not. Accusing a man of blackmail with no proof? I'm not sure what I think of that. Not sure what I think of that? At least I know what I think of you. Good point. I'm not sure what I think of it myself. You claim that the defendant entered the CEO's office. But you will need at least one witness to corroborate your claim, Mr. Wright. Nick! I think we're gonna have to track down the CEO guy. No, we don't have to track the CEO down at all. What do you mean by that, Mr. Trite? There is someone else who can testify. This is the person who can testify that the keycard was used at 1 a.m. that night. When something stinks, it is usually the butts. Who is this useless-looking young man? You don't remember him, Your Honor? Not exactly. But just looking at his picture makes the bile start to rise in my throat. It looks like he doesn't remember the case from 2 years ago. He probably blocked that out of his memory on purpose. Anyway, this man was working as a guard at KB Security that night. Oh? The question at hand is this keycard. Yeah, this is a keycard they used in the building I work. According to the serial number, this one's for the CEO's office. You need to get into that room, and every time you use that card, it leaves a record. Yeah, it tells you exactly who entered the room and when. As you can see, there's no need to investigate the CEO of KB Security. We should be able to discover the truth simply by analyzing this keycard's data. Pwah! You bought Cadence of Hyrule? Nice! I'm really enjoying that game. I'm playing it co-op. I think I like it co-op better than single player. But it's still, it's very good. It's very good, and the music is amazing.
The only complaint I've heard about that game is that it's short. But I mean, it's also like a roguelike and randomly generated, so I don't see, like, you could just play it again, right? Yeah. Well, Mr. Godot. The name of the CEO of KB Security is Kane Bullard. I was unable to contact him directly, but I got the keycard data here. So what does it show? Each keycard has its own serial number, and they leave detailed records of their use. According to this data, this card was used at 1 a.m. on the morning of the crime. But that means it can't be Mr. Delight dressed up as Master Mask in this photo. Ha! It looks like you're right. 2 minutes isn't even enough time to brew up a good cup of joe. So then. Ron Delight was clearly in the office of the KB Security's CEO at the time of the crime. The prosecutor's office is ready to admit that fact. Therefore, it's impossible for the defendant to be Master Mask. Good job! You did it, Nick! That's enough. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of thief. What's wrong, Your Honor? I'm ready to pass judgment, but before I do that, do you have any further objections? No, Your Honor. Very well. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, not guilty! Woo! Court is now adjourned. Defendant lobby number 4. Nick, you did it! You were right after all! Actually, I'm a little bit ashamed of myself. Nicky boy.
Kid too. I got a bad feeling.
You got a bad feeling, Oh, Miss Delight. I knew you could do it. I believed in you all along, Nicky boy. I don't know how I can ever repay you. Aw, shucks. Thanks, Miss Delight. I just know I'm blushing. Congratulations, Mr. Nick. Oh, Pearls. I've got a bad feeling about this. Oh, who is this woman? Oh, she's nobody. She's just, You're blushing. How dare you do this in front of Mystic Maya? You should be ashamed of yourself. Youch. She slapped me. Pearly? This woman is Miss Desiree Delight. She's our client's wife. Mr. Nick? Yes? You're even worse than I thought! Going behind the back of your own client? No. You got it all wrong. I'll never forgive you! Ow, a double slap. It's super effective. Well, anyway, all's well that ends well, right? We got the sacred urn back, and the thief has been caught. You're so right, and it's all thanks to Nicky boy here. But actually, it was you, Miss Delight, that brought us our urn back. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Oh, please, you're embarrassing me. If we won the case, then why does this guy still look so glum? But I am the thief. Actually, what's the point now? What is it, honey? I did my best for you, Ronnie. I know that, and I appreciate it, Desiree.
Nicky, you so fine. You so fine. You blow my mind.
Hey, Nicky! But the thing is...
Come on, give the kid some time. He's just got a little touch of the blues. You know about feeling blue, right, amigo?
Mr. Godot, what are you doing here?
Oh, come on. I just came here to say thanks to my newest buddy. You, Mr. Trite.
Maybe you should learn my name before you call me buddy.
Well, playtime is over.
Huh?
Early this morning, the body of Kane Bullard was discovered.
Kane
Bullard? Where have I heard that name before? Isn't that the name of the CEO of KB Security? Wait. Body? The estimated time of death was 1 a.m. on October 12th. 1 a.m. on October 12th? You don't mean... That's right, amigo. At the same time that a cheap little urn was being stolen. The CEO of KB Security was being murdered. So then, what are you doing here? Oh, come on, you figured it out already, haven't you, amigo? Or... have you already forgotten about that piece of info I helped you out with today? Helped me out? What? On October 12th, at 1 o'clock in the morning, Ron DeLite was in the CEO's office, the scene of the murder. After getting that blackmail letter, he must have been imbrued with utter rage. What are you saying? Imbrued with rage? Come on, don't tell me you didn't know. Ron DeLite was once an employee of KB Security. He was a professional security guard. An employee of KB Security? Yeah, Larry Butts told us that earlier, God. It looks like the alibi that saved him from being convicted as a thief is going to be the noose that gets him hanged. Kind of an anti-alibi. No way. He can't be the thief because he was at the murder scene when the murder occurred. No, that's a lie. It can't be true. Oh, but I am a thief, I tell you. Ron DeLite, you're going back to prison again. This time the charge is much more serious. This time you'll be tried for murder. What? This can't. This is impossible. I'm looking forward to another exciting showdown, Mr. Trite. You and I aren't through with each other yet. Surely you won't back down from a challenge. You've never been a coward.
Mr. Nick! Is there something personal between you two?
I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. At least let me have some fun while I'm here. This guy, who the heck is he? He may be quiet, but he's the most dangerous enemy I've ever faced. Well then, time to say goodbye to Mr. DeLite. Nick, how could this be happening? Right in front of our very eyes, our client has been arrested for murder. And the one who established his presence at the scene was me.
Yeah, Ronnie!
Arrested for murder on the very same day he's declared innocent of larceny. What the heck's gonna happen next? To be continued. Oh boy. Save your progress up to this point. Absolutely. Okay. Hold on a second. Yeah, okay, so what day is it today? It's Wednesday. I'll be back with Ace Attorney on, I believe next Monday night at 11 p.m. You should probably check my schedule on any form of social media except for Facebook. Because I have all of them, but not Facebook. Okay. Yeah. Tomorrow night, so tomorrow, here's the schedule for the rest of the week. Tomorrow night, 5 p.m., Bloodborne. And then at 11 p.m., I'm playing Resident Evil 5 with Ignorant Spoon, which is going to be great. I've been looking forward to that all week. He's going to hate me by the end of tomorrow's stream. And then 5 p.m. Friday, I'm playing Pokemon, and I'm going to be drinking some wine and celebrating just the weekend. It's been a long week. Okay. I'm going to pass you guys over to Great Newtons. He's playing a very bad Mega Man game, so yeah. It's really awful. I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for tuning in today. You guys are the best. Goodbye.